Tony Imperatrice.
Yay! Yeah.
Fear-based worldview, a list of unfulfilled dreams, and a talented child. That's the recipe for stage parents. Of course, every child has some kind of talent. Maybe it's an aptitude, maybe they like to work with their hands, or maybe they possess great empathy. Stage parents can be good or bad. Do they see their child's talent as a second chance or as a selfish opportunity? Are they willing to let the child explore their talent, or are they going to try to mold that talent to their own desires?
I displayed at a very early age a keen interest in classical music and in being a performing artist. And at that moment, my parents had a vision. My father's vision was of me, seated at a 9-foot Steinway concert grand piano in front of a symphony orchestra playing Rachmaninoff. My mother's vision was of a little miniature human being she could cart around to parties and show off. You see that? That's mine! I made that! That's all me! Dance, monkey, dance!
My stage parents were the perfect storm. They covered over their fears with the mask of practicality. They tossed all their dreams out onto the bonfire of sensibility. And on top of that, they had no clue what it was going to take to get me to the top of the mountain that they picked out for me.
So when I was 5 years old, I was off to the conservatory. Well, okay. We were a working class family, so when I was 5 years old, I was off to the creepy old man down the street. Joe lived right on the next block, so I could stop in for my piano lesson right after school. Convenient. And he was a retired widower who taught piano in his spare time at home, so he was cheap. In the 70s, parents thought nothing of dropping their children off at a stranger's house, unsupervised, simply because he professed to be a piano teacher and had a bowl of candy. So the top of the piano at Joe's house was lesson books, metronome, cigarettes, lighter, ashtray, because Joe chain smoked during the lessons. And he lacked the disposition for teaching a little kid to play the piano. He was constantly screaming at me in his cigarette-riddled voice. And then there was his skin. Oh my God, his skin. Every square inch of exposed skin on this man had veins like sticking out of it. So there I was, a little kid in a smoke-filled room trying to learn to play the piano while being screamed at by an angry chain-smoking walking hemorrhoid. E flat after E flat.
My parents used fear, demands, and even shame to try and keep me on the path that they chose for me. But my love of music is so deep that nothing, not rain, lightning, tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, volcanoes, or even my stage parents were going to keep me from my dreams. Now one day we were all in the car and we were driving down the road, and we passed by a brand new restaurant called Pizza and Pipes. And they had a pipe organ in the front window. Now I knew perfectly well that going and checking out this place was not going to fit into my parents' plans for me. But when I was a teenager, I knew how to be a world-class nag.
Please, can we please do the pizza pipes? I really want to hear the organ. Can we go just this once? I'll never ask for anything again. Please, Dad, I'm sure the pizza's good. You like pizza and beer. They'll have beer. They might play some classical music. It won't be that bad. Come on, Dad, let's go. Everybody's going. It'll be expensive. They'll have specials. I have some money saved up. Can we go just this once? Oh, all right. Lawrence, are you sure you want to expose him to that? Oh, come on, Patty. As soon as he sees how dumb it is, he'll forget about it.
I did not know it at the time, but walking into Pizza and Pipes, seeing and hearing a pipe organ for the very first time, was going to be the moment that would completely define my life. The pipes, the percussions, the sound effects, the fact that the whole thing was controlled by one person seated at a huge console, that is the fascination that continues to this day.
We got our pizza and we sat down. And right then, a movie screen came down and a classic Charlie Chaplin short began to roll. And I found out that silent movies were never silent.
When a doorbell rang, you heard the doorbell. When a train rolled by, you heard the chime of the locomotive and the little whistle. And of course, when somebody took a pratfall. See, theater organs didn't just provide background music for a silent film. No, they were a complete movie soundtrack, all performed live. Well, I was hooked. My parents, oh my God, the music in here stinks.
Oh, and this pizza. Oh, I can't imagine a real Italian making anything like this and calling it pizza.
Against my parents' wishes, I set the piano aside and I learned to play the organ. At just 16 years old, I became a professional organist. I'm not famous, I'm not rich, I'm happy. I've had countless wonderful experiences. Now, of course, the organ is not a wildly popular instrument. But everywhere I go, there are people who are fascinated by the organ. And when I get to tap into that fascination, I have the opportunity to bring joy to others. Now, of course, over the years, I've covered over my fears with that mask of practicality, but it was never very long before I took that practical mask off. And yes, many of my dreams have been tossed on the bonfire of sensibility, but I held on to the dreams that really mattered. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and make sure you hit that notification bell. There's a bunch of ways you can connect with me online. Please like and follow my Facebook artist page. It's Tony Imperatrice at Tony I, the Organ Guy. Also, you can subscribe to my website, TonyImperatrice.com, and you can receive exclusive behind-the-scenes content that you will get nowhere else if you go over and sign up on my Patreon page. All of these links are in the video description. Thank you.